So Jay, in your last video, you had to go and call a brother out on not helping a little brother out. I was mid-REM cycle, Jay. Mid-REM cycle. I can't be held accountable for what I do or don't do while I'm mid-REM cycle. Probably not the point. The point is, I wanted to get revenge on you. Because that's what brothers do. I had this whole diabolical, you need a haircut joke locked and loaded for today. But then I had lunch with you today, and noticed that you got a haircut. And it even looks fan-flippin-tastic. So damn it. So Jay, here is a question. You recently got your haircut. How much did you tip? Because tipping is kind of a personal thing. Kind of like whether or not you fold or ball up toilet paper. Everybody does it some way. Nobody really knows how you do it. By and large, I think we can all safely assume that if you're dining out, you're probably tipping somewhere between 15 and 20%. I think that's a pretty generally accepted, agreed upon amount to tip on a meal. But what if you're just buying a coffee? Because I never carry cash, personally. So regardless if it means I have to charge $2 to my card, I charge $2 to my card. And if you pay by card, you get that little receipt back. And that little receipt has these two little extra lines that sit above where you're signing your $2 away. Because I don't want to have to be that guy, but it took me just about as much effort to reach into my back pocket and pull out my wallet to hand you my card as it did for you to pour me this cup of coffee. But I also always go to the same coffee shop, and I don't want to have a reputation at that coffee shop to the point where every time I walk in, they're all rolling their eyes and they're like, great, the not tipper is here. And I can't even explain myself because I can't be like, normally I tip extremely well, just not here. And I know when it comes to tipping, I totally have a chip on my shoulder about it because there's this like age-old belief that everybody at some point in their life should work in a restaurant so you know what it's like to be on the other end. And I'm sorry, but I feel like the only reason that's a widely agreed upon opinion is because it's a common job where you're probably running into a lot of the same problems and there's just more people that can relate to the stuff you had to go through. Because any and every early job you have in your life completely blows. My first job, I made $5.25 an hour. Big shocker, selling fish. But I was good at it because I was actually doing something that I enjoyed at age 15. And I would sometimes spend a couple of hours working with somebody, divulging all of my life-learned aquarium secrets. And after 2.5 years at that job, I took in a grand total in tips of $4. And I am doing the whole process. It's not like when I order food at a restaurant, the waitress has to go back there and catch it with a net. I had to catch fish with a net! So all this really comes down to is, what do I do with those two lines? Am I expected to tip? I'm going to a counter, paying for coffee. It is a very brief interaction. Maybe if I was sitting down and they had to take my order and bring me the coffee, I'd be more inclined to tip, but then at that rate, are we all just really tipping for the amount that somebody has to zigzag through a restaurant? But then again, it's a local business, and I feel like I want to support a local business and the people who work at a local business because I myself own a local business. And it's the only coffee shop downtown, and it's not a Starbucks, and I love that. I kid you not, this dilemma keeps me up at night. What do you guys do? Do you have any specific thoughts on tipping, especially at a coffee shop? Leave it in the towel section down below. And Jay, that is everything that I've got for you today, man. I will see you on Tuesday.